Preparations begin for the federal fraud and theft trial of a Pike County judge, and we'll find out what you need to know about breast cancer. I'm Nick Collum, and this is the Mountaintop Daily. Now that a judge has ruled that the case will proceed, preparations for the federal fraud and theft trial of suspended Pike Circuit Judge Howard Keith Hall are moving forward. Back in April, Hall was indicted on 2 counts of mail fraud and 1 count of theft of government funds dating back to his tenure as county attorney. Prosecutors allege that during his time as county attorney, Hall appointed an assistant who did little to no work but still collected more than $440,000 in salary and benefits. They say Hall then received more than $500,000 in payments from the assistant's law firm. In July, Hall asked to have the indictment tossed out, but U.S. District Judge Gregory F. Van Tatenhoven ruled against that request last week. Now, Hall is scheduled to go on trial November 10th in Frankfort Federal Court. On Thursday, Judge Tatenhove scheduled jury selection to begin at 10 a.m. Friday, November 7th. Opening arguments will then begin at 10 a.m. the following Monday. As you've almost undoubtedly heard, October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But what does that actually mean? In other words, what do you really need to know about the disease? I spoke with Pike County's Public Health Director to find out. The Pike County Health Department is reminding area residents about the importance of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Over the years, screening and treatment methods have dramatically improved, but there is still the matter of education and what to do after a diagnosis. Public Health Director Tammy Riley tells us more about what to know and what can be done.
We know that if caught in the early stages, there's nearly a 99% survival rate at the 5-year mark. So early detection is just so important, and knowing when to begin screenings and having those conversations with your OBGYN or primary care physician for women. Treatment methods have improved, screening has improved. We know that breast cancer is the #2 cancer diagnosis for women, and we also know that it's very treatable, particularly if we catch it in the early stages. So knowledge and awareness around screening and what age to begin screening is so important.
The health department has its own screening program and can provide free breast cancer exams. They also want to emphasize when women should consider getting a mammogram.
At the Pike County Health Department in the clinic, we do have a women's cancer screening program. So if you meet the income guidelines, we do have resources for screenings. And we also do free breast cancer exams. And we also, any of the nurses in the clinic will provide education on self-exams. So that resource is available year-round for women in Pike County. For most women, they would need to begin mammogram screening at the age of 40. Now, history and other risk factors can come into play for an earlier screening, but the general rule is to begin those mammogram screenings at the age of 40. So if you're out there and you're a female and you have not had a mammogram screening and you're 40 or older, you definitely need to reach out and make that appointment. And you can call the Pike County Health Department if you need access to resources or referrals for that service.
Coming up after the break, an out-of-state group is coming to Pike County this weekend to go hunting for goblins. We'll tell you more about it when the Mountaintop Daily continues. But first, sports and weather.
With Mountaintop Sports, I'm Dave Stanford. The Kentucky softball team is holding its annual Big Blue Boo Friday under the sunshine of the bluegrass at John Crop Stadium. UK will take on Indiana with gates opening to the public at 5:30 and first pitch scheduled for 7. Admission to the event is free for all. Season ticket holders from 2025 will get an exclusive 30-minute window to enter the Fall Festival at 5 p.m. before it opens to the general public at 5:30. This year's event will feature prizes, competitions, in-game promotions, face painters, bingo, and more. In volleyball action, Paintsville swept Belfry 3-0 Tuesday night, taking sets 25-13, 25-23, and 25-11. You can find full results and other area volleyball scores on our website at mountaintop.news. Betsy Lane Elementary recently received a generous donation of sports equipment thanks to the American Heart Association and several surrounding schools. The donation helped replace gym gear lost in recent flooding, a great example of mountain communities coming together when it counts. Tonight, Mountaintop Sports will have live stream coverage of the Pike County Middle School Football Championship game between Pikeville and Belfry. Kickoff is set for 8 o'clock with Zach Akers and Jacob Cheney calling all the action. You can watch the game on our Facebook page, app, or cable TV channel. And speaking of Zach Akers, if you haven't noticed, we've been revving up our racing coverage with Zach's Racing Roundup. Tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for fresh racing updates on the Mountaintop Sports Facebook page and website. If it's got wheels and an engine, we're talking about it. In Major League Baseball last night in the American League Series, it was the Tigers over the Mariners 9-3, and the Blue Jays defeated the Yankees 5-2. In the National League, it was the Cubs over the Brewers by a score of 4-3. For more information, be sure to follow the Mountaintop Sports Facebook page or visit mountaintop.news and click on the Sports tab at the top of the page. This has been your Mountaintop Sports Update. I'm Dave Stanford reporting.
When the government took Social Security away from honest Eastern Kentuckians, Attorney Ned Pillersdorf got the hearings declared unconstitutional. When the women guards were harassed at Little Sandy Jail, Ned fought back, securing a $1 million verdict at trial. And when the state tried to shut down Cordia School, Ned fought back and kept the school open. Attorney Ned Pillersdorf fights for the underdog, and he's ready to fight for you.
Hey, are you stuck with a carrier that doesn't get you? Yeah, we get it. So at Appalachian Wireless, switching is easy and way more rewarding. With our promotions, you can port your number, grab incredible savings, and enjoy a service that feels a little bit more like home. Plus, we've got the latest devices and a team that's here just for you. So why settle? Visit us online or stop by one of our many retail locations today to see why we're the region's best network. Because we are you, we are Appalachian Wireless.
Pike County landed on the map of the paranormal a few years ago with the release of the documentary series Hellier. The show is about the search for creatures some call the Hellier Goblins. And now another group is coming to Pike County this weekend to resume the search, and they want to hear your stories. Sheldon spoke with one of the organizers to find out more.
There's a lot of things going on in that town, and we need to figure some things out.
A team of paranormal investigators, including Planet 412's Matt Impsch, will visit the town of Hellier in Pike County this weekend to put their skills to work.
What happened is I was actually on Prime Video, and I was looking for some things to do research for my own channel, Planet 412, on YouTube, and I came across just the thumbnail on the screen for Hellier, and I said that was interesting. I looked up the information about it, and when I watched it, just the first episode, I was through to the part about 3/4 of the way where they show a footprint that has dermal ridges in it and in the mud. And the beings that we're specifically looking for are tied to what happened in Hopkinsville in I believe it was 1955, maybe. If anybody knows about Hopkinsville, what happened with the family in that small house, they were attacked by these beings.
The fascination with the paranormal began for Impsch when he was 14.
When I was 14 years old, I live in Youngstown, Ohio, and me and 3 of my friends used to go into the old steel mills down there, and it was one of the many places we would, just be boys.
Impsch said the creature was not only large while on all fours, but became terrifying when it finally stood upright on 2 legs.
What we saw is called a dog man, and it was a very large and very angry animal that saw us, or being, whatever you want to call it.
The team of 11 will spend 2 days in Hellier following a town hall meeting at the Pike County Library this Saturday, October 11th at 2 p.m.
We are having a town hall on this Saturday, and it's going to be, I believe we're going to do it for as long as we need to. We'd like to only go, hopefully a couple hours. The number one thing for us is to do this the right way in the town. We want to pay respect to everybody.
Reporting for Mountaintop News, I'm Sheldon Compton.
That will do it for this edition of the Mountaintop Daily. Be sure to check us out at 6 p.m. every weekday on Mountaintop TV, the Mountaintop TV app, and the Mountaintop News Facebook page. With your Mountaintop Daily, I'm Nick Collum for Mountaintop News.